So this is another video response to another so-called Christian person. The usual Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve sort of thing. Marriage is holy, marriage is sacred, blah, 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 blah. I don't like gay people, blah, 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 blah. You know, haven't you heard of civil marriages, where you get married and by the justice of the peace? I mean, mostly gay people, like myself, for example, would want to get married by a justice of the peace as far as that goes. And some probably do want to get married in a church that actually accepts gays, like United Church of Christ, Metropolitan Community Church, the Christian Church, which is also known as the Disciples of Christ Church, Unitarian Universalist Church. They basically have no problem with gay couples whatsoever. So don't get yourself all in the twist because of that and say like marriage is holy and blah 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 blah, because there's something called the First Amendment that keeps church and state separate. The funny thing is, from people like you always go harp around that churches stay out. State should stay out of matters of church. But however, you want the church to meddle in with the affairs of the state. Talk about hypocritical. But like it or not, Proposition 8 is going to fail. Whether it's by the vote or by the courts, for that matter. Because there's something called the 14th Amendment, which guarantees rights to all citizens, regardless of whether they're gay, straight, bi, black, white, Catholic, Jewish, Muslim, and so on and so forth. And then figuring at that point, it'll probably ruin it for your allies in other states that want to protect marriage. Because one lawsuit might get into the U.S. Supreme Court and overturn those so-called marriage protection amendments. And then we'll probably look back at this in 20 years from now, or 30 years from now, and wondering what would be the big deal about banning gay marriage, just as much as we look back, what was the big deal with segregation? What was the big deal of banning interracial marriages? What was the big deal of preventing women to vote, preventing blacks to vote? What was the big deal of preventing freeing the slaves, for that matter? It's just a hysteria and ignorance, for that matter, and somehow you just need to get over it and move on to some other things.